Stop number 3, Lake Martin. It's day 1, getting ready to blast off. Been a very, very tough practice for me so far. I've caught so many fish under 2 pounds, it's ridiculous. It's really to the point where you pull up on a spot and you catch 1, 2, 3, 6, 13 to 15 inch spotted bass. And it's just really tough to get a pattern because you can catch a fish literally anywhere in this lake. And I'm just not seeing the size that I want to see. I've caught 3 fish all 3 days of practice that were over 2 pounds. So I really don't have anything dialed in. I did spend a decent amount of time looking for beds, and I've got 5 or 6 2-pound plus largemouth marked that is going to be what I'm going after today. I really would like to catch 5 of those and get my 10 plus pounds, and have to deal with tomorrow, figure something out on the fly, but it can happen. I've got a couple of beds that have some big females mulling around, so if they kind of locked on a little bit, maybe I have a shot at one of them as well. So I'm hesitantly excited about today. It's really just been a terrible practice, but I do feel like if everything goes right, I could have 12, 13 pounds, which is a pretty good bag here. So we'll see. It's definitely been a different tournament with everything that's going on in the world right now with the coronavirus. There's a lot of mixed feelings here. Some of the anglers feel very strongly that we should be not having the event. Some of the anglers feel very strongly that we should be having the event. I'm really mixed on the whole thing. I think in general everyone just wants to be home with their families and kind of see how this whole thing plays out. I know that our next tournament has been canceled or rescheduled for June, which is really a bummer because Cherokee, we were going back the same time we were there last year, and last year it was a lot of fun. Now we're going in June, and I think June's going to be a lot more difficult for all of us. So we'll see how that all plans out, but first we got to deal with Lake Martin, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
49, John Canada. Yes, sir. 50, Captain Blake Smith, gotcha. 51, Matthew 7.
black face.
Old black face. Dude, these fish are so long and skinny. They're so long and skinny. Started day 2 here. We did not catch the big ones yesterday. We had 9, and we're sitting in the 80s. Not at all acceptable for myself. Good news, yesterday one of my fish, it's a smaller male, about 1 3/4 pound male, has 2 really big females swimming around with it, like a 5 and a 4. They just kind of take turns moving in and out. I spent about 4 hours yesterday on those fish. I'm not going to do that today. I caught the male multiple times. So hopefully, they were rubbing all day yesterday on each other, so hopefully maybe today we can settle down and get one of them in the boat and not waste 4 hours of my time. Other than that, we'll probably catch a quick limit of spots and then go fish largemouth all day, see if we can catch our 10 pounds. We need to figure about 10 pounds to jump up into check range. Weights are super tight, 12 pounds and I might get to fish tomorrow. So, man, if I could catch one of those big fish, that would make a big difference. I talked to my buddy, talked to Johnny Cox this morning. I said, what should I throw first cast, what should it be? And yesterday I threw a buzzbait, first cast, she came up and toilet flushed it, but she didn't hit it. So, I'm hoping I choose wisely on the first cast today. He said throw a wacky rig, and that's what I was expecting to do. I'll toss that Berkley General in there and give it a couple twitches. Hopefully she comes by and eats it. But day 2 getting ready to start here. Today's moving day. Gotta make some money.
101, Matthew Stephan. 102, Captain Blake Smith.
buddy. This is the one. Yes! Payday, people. Payday. That's a big male peeing right there. That's like the other one I lost. I got you. I got you, Mr. Spot. And I think you're gonna help. It's the one. Another good one, the old dirty jig swim jig, Berkley deal. 101, got me?
Yep, I got it.
Okay, thank you. All right, back in the water, sitting here for day 3. We managed a big bag yesterday, 14-1, and moved all the way up from in the 80s to 27th. Made another cut. So we're gonna see what we can do today. We're not going to the bedfish, we're not going to the spotted bass, and we're just gonna go largemouth fishing. See what we can do. Yesterday I did it at about 10 o'clock and pretty much cold out everything I had. Lost a couple 3-pounders too that would have helped. So we're gonna go start on those fish, see if they're still in the area, put together another good bag hopefully, and jump into the top 10. But being in 27th place, it really doesn't matter. You can only call a few spots, so we're gonna go swinging, see if we can catch 5 good ones, and make it happen. Come along with me. Hey, Cheryl.
See you here, Matt. Got your beef jerky with you today?
Oh, you better believe it. I'd catch more fish if I didn't eat it all.
That's right.
28. Plate back. Come on.
spotted bass. We will take you. Well, we're back home, wrapped up the event. Did not have a good third day. I had 3 really good bites that I had on the Dirty Jig swim jig with the Berkley, the Deal. It's a new trailer bait that's come out. That's really good for a swim jig. It's really good for like chatterbaits. It's got two little kicker tails on it that kind of stop and go as they want. So it creates its own erratic action, which I really like about it as a trailer. But I had 3 fish that came up over a log, and I just saw it eat the entire bait, and I set the hook and pulled them out of the log, and halfway to the boat they just pulled off, and all those fish were in the 3-pound class range. So had I boated those on day 3, I would have had a much better finish. Instead, I ended up with a small limit for just under 9 pounds. And ended up dropping 1 or 2 places down to 29th. So, you know, it was a good tournament. I really had a tough practice. You know, one where I was able to catch a ton of fish, but you were catching so many fish, it was hard to actually create a pattern. And I could not figure out the better quality bites. I think with the spotted bass, I kind of didn't fish that mid-range depth, which it seems like where a lot of people are catching those better quality spotted bass. You know, I spent most of my practice either beating the bank or out in like 25 plus feet of water. And I don't know, that's one of the things I've gathered from watching some of the FLW live. That it seems like there were a lot of good spotted bass being caught in that 12 to 18 foot range. But you live and learn. You know, the other thing from a practice standpoint, I really didn't spend much time in the dirtier water, and that's where I ended up catching the bulk of my weight and running into those better quality largemouth. So if I were to go back, I definitely would spend some more time doing that as well. But I can't complain too much. Like I said, it was a tough practice. I was not super confident in what was going to materialize over the tournament. So to be able to come out of there with a top 30 finish and a day 3 cut, you know, is pretty decent. We got some good points. We moved up to just outside of the top 10 in Angler of the Year points. So I'm hoping we get to fish a few more tournaments this year. I'm not sure how everything's going to play out right now, but you know, it'd be nice to have a few more tournaments to have a shot at cracking the top 10 and moving up in points. But you know, again, it was a good tournament. It's a fun place to fish. I definitely would like the guide there. That's one of those places you could guarantee your clientele a bunch of fish and they'd have a blast. So if you're in that area, I recommend checking out Lake Martin. Thanks again, and if you enjoy the videos, like and subscribe. I appreciate it.